All right, golf fanatics, welcome back to Golfunity, the most popular golf infotainment podcast in town. You are locked in to episode 10, and let me tell you something, you are in for a wild ride because we are diving deep into everything Masters.
It's that time of year again. The azaleas are about to be in full bloom over in Augusta, Georgia.
Amen Corner is calling, and we are answering with the kind of insider knowledge that's going to make your buddies think you've got a direct line to Butler Cabin.
That's right. This is the 89th edition of the Masters Tournament, the first major of the season, and the buzz is already deafening.
Deafening is right. And you know what else is wild? We've got a whopping 30 DP World Tour members teeing it up this year, which means the global talent pool is deeper than ever before.
It's a testament to the strength of the game worldwide, and it's going to make for some seriously exciting competition.
You know it, and that's exactly why we're here. We're on a mission to extract the most crucial insights and knowledge from the sources you sent our way.
We're talking data, deep dives, expert opinions, and maybe even a few controversial takes. Because, let's be honest, what's golf without a little bit of debate?
Exactly. So get ready to unlock the secrets, the drama, and the downright unbelievable angles you need to know heading into this legendary tournament.
All right, let's tee off this deep dive with a guy who's all about crunching numbers and finding those hidden gems of wisdom, Edoardo Molinari.
Edoardo Molinari, folks, the data whisperer, the Ryder Cup vice captain for Europe, and a guy who knows Augusta National like the back of his hand.
This guy's a walking, talking golf encyclopedia, especially when it comes to the intricacies of Augusta National.
And you know what I love about Molinari's approach? He's not just about raw power, he's all about strategy and course management, those little nuances that separate the contenders from the pretenders.
And you know he's done. He's laid out his 3 keys to win in Augusta, and they are fascinating.
Fascinating is an understatement, so let's break them down. First up, approach play from 150 to 200 yards.
Think about those tricky approach shots into Augusta's greens, with those subtle slopes and those devilishly tucked pin positions.
It's all about precision control and knowing exactly where to miss.
Precisely. And then there's chipping from the fairway, which honestly can feel like diffusing a bomb sometimes at Augusta.
Those tight lies, the unpredictable bounces, the pressure of Amen Corner looming large. It's not for the faint of heart, my friend.
You got that right. And finally, Molinari emphasizes the importance of mid-range putting, those 15 to 30 footers that can make or break a round.
Especially on Augusta's lightning-fast greens, where reading the break and controlling your speed is an art form.
It's like trying to navigate a minefield with a putter. Sometimes those putts can be so treacherous.
You know what's cool about all this? Molinari doesn't just tell us what to do, he actually points out specific players who he thinks are going to excel in these key areas.
So who are Molinari's picks to watch? Well, first up, the man who needs no introduction, Rory McIlroy.
Rory the Enigma, the one they call the nearly man when it comes to the Masters.
But this year feels different. He's got that fire in his eyes again, that hunger to finally complete the career Grand Slam.
And Molinari's data backs it up. McIlroy's start to the season has been nothing short of phenomenal, and his driving apparently is back to being a weapon of mass destruction.
But here's the twist. Molinari thinks McIlroy might be taking a slightly less aggressive approach this year, a little more calculated, a little more strategic.
It's almost like he's trying to outsmart Augusta National instead of just overpowering it.
It's a fascinating evolution to watch unfold, and next on Molinari's list, we have Mr. Consistent himself, Tommy Fleetwood.
Fleetwood, oh man, this guy is a machine when it comes to iron play, one of the best ball strikers on the planet.
And that's a huge advantage at Augusta National, where hitting those greens in regulation is paramount.
Especially from those awkward mid-range distances that Molinari was talking about.
Exactly. Now, Fleetwood hasn't won a major yet, but Molinari believes he's got all the tools to contend, and Augusta's strategic demands might just play right into his strengths.
And let's not forget about the young gun Ludwig Åberg, who made a splash last year with a runner-up finish in his Masters debut.
Can you believe that? Second place in his first ever Masters. Talk about a statement.
Åberg is the definition of fearless, and Molinari is particularly impressed with his improved approach play this season.
But there's a catch as putting can be a bit of a wild card sometimes.
That's true. But if he can find his groove on the greens, watch out, because this kid's got the talent to go all the way.
And last but not least, Molinari throws in a bit of a curveball with his final pick, Thomas Detry, a Masters rookie.
A rookie? Now that's a bold prediction, especially considering how much experience seems to matter at Augusta.
Bold indeed. But Molinari makes a strong case. Detry's got 3 top 15 finishes in his last 3 majors, a PGA Tour win under his belt, and he's a bomber off the tee, which never hurts at Augusta.
So maybe we could see a debutante make a serious run for the green jacket this year. Wouldn't that be something?
It would be absolutely incredible. But Augusta is known for throwing curveballs of its own, especially in that treacherous stretch known as Amen Corner.
Amen Corner. Oh man, those 3 holes, they're like a roller coaster of emotions, elation, despair, and everything in between.
And Molinari had some really insightful observations about how to navigate those iconic holes, starting with the 11th white dogwood.
The 11th, a beast of a par 4, long demanding, and with that new, steeper runoff area to the right of the green, it's even tougher than ever before.
Molinari says a par on this hole is a good score, especially on Sunday when the pressure's on.
And then there's the 12th Golden Bell, the most famous par 3 in the world, where the wind swirls and Rays Creek lurks like a hungry alligator.
Molinari's advice: play it safe on Sunday with that pin tucked on the right, aim for the middle of the green, and take your par.
But on Saturday, with the pin on the left, he says, go for it, be aggressive, and try to make a move.
It's all about knowing when to attack and when to play it safe.
And finally, the 13th Azalea, a risk-reward par 5 that can make or break your Masters dreams.
With that new tee position, the second shot is even more challenging. So laying up might be the smarter play for a lot of guys.
But if you do go for it in 2, you better be precise because that creek down the left is not forgiving.
This hole is a potential 2 or 3 shot swing on Sunday. It's where legends are made and hearts are broken.
So we've talked about strategy. We've talked about Amen Corner now. Let's talk about the 5 DP World Tour members making their Masters debuts.
5 rookies stepping onto the hallowed grounds of Augusta National, each with their own unique story to tell.
It's a daunting task for sure, but you never know. One of these guys could pull off a Cinderella story.
It's happened before, though. It's incredibly rare. Only 3 players have ever won the Masters on their debut.
So let's meet these Masters virgins. First up, Rory Cantor, a 35-year-old Englishman who's been on a tear lately.
He's got 2 DP World Tour wins under his belt, and he's climbed steadily up the world rankings.
Cantor's definitely got the game to contend, and he's coming in with a ton of confidence.
Next, we have Thomas Detry, the Belgian bomber, who Molinari has already tipped as a potential dark horse.
Detry's got that PGA Tour win at the WM Phoenix Open. He's a Ryder Cup hopeful, and he's got a top 5 finish at a major championship.
He's definitely one to watch. And then there's Rasmus Højgaard, one half of the first ever twin duo to play in the same Masters.
That's right. His brother Nikolai made his debut last year, so this is a family affair.
Rasmus is a rising star on the DP World Tour, and he's got the talent to make some noise at Augusta.
Next up, we have Tristan Lawrence from South Africa, who earned his spot through a strong finish at the Open last year.
He's had a very consistent season on the DP World Tour, and he's got a pretty cool caddy, his dad.
Talk about father-son bonding. And finally, we have Aaron Rai, who's made a name for himself with his unique two-glove style and his eco-friendly castle tees.
Ray's a grinder who worked his way up through the ranks, and he's got wins on both the DP World Tour and the PGA Tour.
All right, so we've covered the strategic insights, the debutantes now. Let's shift gears and talk about some of the bigger storylines heading into this Masters.
Storylines galore. First and foremost, we've got Scottie Scheffler, the defending champion looking to become a 2-time Masters winner.
Scheffler was absolutely dominant last year, and he's proven he can handle the pressure of Augusta National.
He's definitely the man to beat. But let's not forget about Ludwig Åberg, who almost caught him last year.
It's going to be fascinating to see if Åberg can build on that incredible debut performance and challenge Scheffler again.
And of course, we can't forget about the Masters being the official start of the major season.
It's like the opening act of the greatest show on turf. The golf summer is here, folks, and it's going to be epic.
From Augusta to Oak Hill to Los Angeles to Hoylake, and then culminating with the Ryder Cup in Rome, it's going to be a non-stop thrill ride.
And speaking of thrill rides, how about Rory McIlroy's quest for the career Grand Slam?
The storyline that never gets old. Can he finally conquer Augusta and etch his name into golf history?
McIlroy's got the game, the experience, and the momentum to do it, but Augusta can be a cruel mistress.
The pressure is immense. But if he can handle it, this could be his year.
And finally, we have to acknowledge the legendary Bernhard Langer, who is playing in his 41st and final Masters.
The 2-time champion, a true icon of the game, Langer's farewell to Augusta is going to be an emotional moment.
He's been a fixture at the Masters for over 4 decades, and his impact on the game is immeasurable.
So there you have it, folks. A whirlwind tour of the key storylines and insights heading into the 2025 Masters Tournament.
We've covered a lot of ground today, but as the azaleas bloom and the anticipation builds, there's one question that remains.
Who will slip on that coveted green jacket? Will it be a seasoned veteran, a rising star, or maybe even a Masters rookie?
Only time will tell, but one thing's for sure, this year's Masters is shaping up to be one for the ages.
So make sure you tune in and witness history in the making.
Thanks for joining us on this epic deep dive, folks. And remember, you're listening to Golfunity, the most popular golf infotainment podcast in town.
Don't forget to ring the bell for notifications so you never miss an episode. And hit us up on social media with your Masters predictions and reactions.
We want to hear from you, and make sure you're back here next week for episode 11, where we'll be taking another deep dive into the fascinating world of golf.
You won't want to miss it, trust us.
See you on the fairway!